駆け抜け青春、スパーキング。それで、今日は何するんすか？
Fucking, what did that have to mean? Which is the real Shiori?
私から提案してもいいでしょうか？
Sure.
皆さんで一緒にお話をしませんか？ただ話すだけっすか？はい、そうです。
いつも通りのことじゃない。特別な感じはしないわね。
ええ、ですから、お出かけしましょう。気軽に入れて、少し騒がしくても大丈夫なお店があれば、そこがいいですね。なるほど。確かにそれも青春の一コマって感じがしていいっすね。はい、そうです。クラスの子が、そういったことを放課後にやっていると聞いたことがありまして。
そう聞くと特別感あるわね。
となると、場所だけど。
I suddenly had a bad feeling about the look in Kaido's eyes.
遠野のバイト先、いいんじゃない？
Nah, I'm good. I knew you were going to say that.
いいと思います。カイドウ先輩の案に賛成。
No way. Absolutely not. It's going to cause me problems at work. While we were mid-conversation, one of our more wary members sat idly by and silently observed.
多数決を取りましょう。ユウのバイト先がいいと思う人。
はーい。
I was speechless. By such an overwhelming majority. Even Shinji had raised his hand. Yeah, but he wasn't. There wasn't enough to. I mean, never mind. Fucking. There were already enough sprites on the screen. He wouldn't be able to fit.
決まりね。
柊さんは遠野先輩のバイト先反対なんすか？
手あげてなかったもんね。
いえ、反対というわけではないです。考え事をしていて、ぼーっとしてました。
大丈夫？体調悪いとかじゃない？
大丈夫です。
ならいいけど。
それじゃあ、今日はみんなで出かけよっか。ファミレスで思う存分青春語るっす。
How long are you planning to hang around?
話のネタが尽きたら帰るから大丈夫よ。
And when do you plan to run out?
今日中には終わるでしょう。多分。
That's more than 12 hours away.
それじゃあ早速出発っす。
Yeesh. Hiragi, let's go.
はい。
It'll be fine. You're not going to talk anyway, so there's no need to freak out about it. You'll be left behind again.
わかりました。いらっしゃいませ。何名様で。
Good work today.
あれ？遠野チーフじゃないですか。今日はお休みじゃありませんでしたっけ？
I'm here as a customer, not as an employee.
失礼しました。
There's 8 of us. Is there a table currently free?
遠野チーフがハーレム作ってる？
If only. If only. Like hell I am. We've got another guy in our group. Yeah, but he's scared of women, so he doesn't count.
超可愛い子ばっかりじゃないですか。男の子も超イケメンだし。
Yeah, but he's scared of women, so you don't have a chance.
もしかして、この中に遠野チーフの狙ってる子が。
That's enough. Take us to our seats already. 10 seconds had passed and already this was turning into a huge headache.
ああ、すみません。こちらにどうぞ。
でね、そのナンパ男たちがほんとしつこくって。
When I came back from the bathroom, Hibiki was giving a passionate speech. Was someone trying to pick you up? Pick on you?
そうよ。商店街で声かけられたの。もちろん、格の違いってやつを見せつけてやったわ。
You didn't get hurt, right?
大丈夫よ。だって声かけてきたの。小学生だもん。
What?
駄菓子屋さんで一緒に遊ばないかって言われたのよ。
Are you really able to call that picking you up?
遊びに誘われたんだから立派なナンパじゃない。で、私が軽くひねってやったわけ。
ひねったって何をしたの？
飛行機の飛距離勝負よ。
You're talking about the styrofoam planes, right?
そうそう、ゴムが動力のやつよ。
Surely she doesn't litter again, right?
ユウとよく勝負してたやつだな。
あれを誰が一番遠くまで飛ばせるか勝負してたの。当然私が勝ったんだけど、何回も挑んでくるのよ。しつこいったらなかったわ。
それって結局、響が小さい男の子と楽しく遊んだって話よね。
Yeah.
ナンパって聞いたからびっくりしちゃった。
生意気な子もいたけど、最後は全員屈服させてやったわ。あの子たち、私のこと、響様って呼ぶのよ。ちょっと気持ちよかったわね、あれ。
Set them free right away. Yeah, it definitely sounded like she was trying to corrupt those kids. Phrasing.
小日向先輩は面倒見いいっすね。
ほぼさんに向いてるんじゃないですか？
はあ？
Oh, yeah, I bet she'd be great at it.
子供のおもりをするなんてごめんだわ。
Maybe it's something you could consider in the future.
何言ってんのよ。今は将来なんて考えちゃダメ。
どうして？
Because she's all about youth.
いい？ナギ。私たちは青春部なの。先のことは考えずに今を全力で楽しむのが青春だって私は思うわ。
そうっすね。若者の特権っす。将来のことって考えても私はピンとこないな。
Listen, Kika, as much as you like to preach about youth, you don't sound very convincing compared to Hibiki, at least. The future always weighed heavy on my mind. I strongly believed in becoming an independent, in becoming as independent as soon as possible. A lot of as. It was hard to believe that a guy like me was in the youth collective, whose whole mission was to have fun and live in the moment.
私は同じことのように感じます。今を楽しむことと将来を考えること、それはつながってるんじゃないかって。
私も鹿島の意見に賛成。日々の積み重ねが未来に変わる。稽古と同じね。真面目な話になっちゃってるっす。
ダメよ。もっと中身のない話をしましょう。時間の無駄遣いこそ青春よ。
中身のない話ってどんなのかな？
Alright, this is your time to shine, Hiragi.
雑学トーク。
しおりってそういうの詳しいの？
詳しいというか、好きではありますが。
By all means, share some of your trivia with us.
では、少しだけ。
Hiragi's eyes shifted on the table.
遠野先輩、ここのお店のサラダは厨房で切って提供しているものですか？
Or to the table. No, we wash and pre-made salads in advance.
なるほど。
普通に美味しいけど、それがどうかしたの？
野菜をカットすると、ビタミンなどの栄養素が切り口から出てしまいます。さらに、水にさらすことで、ほぼすべての栄養素が切り口から流れ出てしまいます。
は？
つまり、今カイドウ先輩が食べているサラダですが、限りなく栄養価の少ない、いわゆる残りカスということになりますね。
You know, I was worried that these kinds of facts are the ones that she would say. It's not on the same level as the teeth one, but Hokkaido, probably is.
以上です。
ためになる雑学だったっす。私はいつも包丁で切って出してるよ。
Listen, Ritsu, just don't take the trivia to heart. All right. Don't take it as a sign of if you want the maximal nutritional value of a vegetable, you have to eat it whole. All right. Don't do that.
体にいいと思ってたくさん食べてたのに、お肌の調子も良かったのにな。
It only really matters once you start trying to turn it into juice and stuff like that, right? When it's cut that finely, that's when it starts to matter, you know. When you're cutting it into pieces with a knife and shit like that to put in a salad, the difference between eating it whole and eating it cut up like that is negligible at best. I had never seen Kaido so depressed before. Maybe I should suggest we change how we prepare our salads to the manager.
そんなの気にしなくて大丈夫よ。ナギは十分綺麗だし、可愛いじゃない。
ありがとう。
カイドウ先輩、乙女っすね。うるさいな、慣れてないの。
お楽しみいただけましたか？
Could we get something a little more light-hearted, please?
ソフト。わかりました。ファミレスのメニュー表は漫画の小回りと同じで Z 型に視線誘導されるよう作られています。
Okay, yeah, that sounds light-hearted. More light-hearted.
左上はおすすめや利率の高いメニューなので、そこを避けると元が取りやすいでしょう。
That's obstruction of business. Listen, it's just a hustle. I need to reread what she said. Recommended or high yield menu items tend to be in the top left, so you can get your money's worth more easily by avoiding those items. Listen, it's just business. Today's club activities went off without a hitch, and we were on our way home. Hiragi continued to point her intense gaze in my direction. I think there's a reason why she used I think there's a reason why she used those two pieces of trivia to why she brought up those two pieces of trivia. She had been acting this way for a while now. So, my underclassman.
何ですか、遠野先輩。
Could you stop staring at me?
そうですね。
Actually, no, keep staring. I mean, never mind. Do you trust me that little?
遠野先輩はそういう人じゃないって分かってはいるんです。
Is it because Riri told you that he isn't that type of person?
それでも
I needed to find a way for her to trust me more. Hey, Hiragi, can I ask you something?
何でしょうか。
Why did you decide to become a VTuber? You don't have to tell me if you don't want to.
話したくないわけではないです。人に話したことがないので、どう話していいのかわからなくて。
You can tell me about it in whatever way you like.
では、少しずつですが。私が最初にバーチャルの世界に興味を持ったのは、小学生の頃でした。当時はバーチャルキャラクターが世に出始めた時期です。いろんなキャラクターが生まれました。私は、彼女たちが作る世界に夢中になったんです。
You took a liking to it that early on?
両親が VR の研究に関する仕事をしていまして、機材が家にあったので、興味を持ちやすい環境だったというのはあると思います。
Oh, that makes sense. That explains why you're so good at using computers.
昔から機材には慣れ親しんでいましたから、機材の基本的な使い方はすぐに覚えました。いつか自分でバーチャルキャラクターを作りたいって考えていたんです。あの時の私には諦められない思いがありましたから。
Really? A wish you couldn't give up on?
しばらくしてバーチャルキャラクターたちが YouTube で一斉にデビューを始めたんです。
Is that why you decided to give it a try too? Give it a try too? Were the floodgates also opened in 2017?
本当は自分の力だけでチャンネルを運営できるようになってからと思っていました。
Well, actually, no. 2017 is when VTubers like Kyujina Ai and Kage Luna debuted and around there. The proverbial floodgates would be around when Base Rig came out, right? I think it's around the same time, like 2017, 2018, around that time. I don't remember that much.
ですが、もうこれ以上乗り遅れるわけにはいきません。仕方なく両親を頼りました。
Reluctantly?
私、両親のことがあまり好きではないんです。
Ah, I see. Were they negligent parents because they were too busy focused on their VR work or whatever?
父も母も仕事に夢中で、私にはいい子でいてねと言うばかりの人たちです。
I fucking knew it.
小さな頃は両親に迷惑をかけないようにしようと、両親の言葉にずっと従ってきました。そうするのが一番楽な方法でしたから。
There were so many follow-up questions I wanted to ask her. However, this wasn't the right time. She needed to tell me in her own way, when she felt comfortable doing so.
成長するにつれて、私と両親のコミュニケーションは少なくなっていきました。お互いに無関心というか、面倒のないように過ごしてきたんです。今ではほとんど話をしません。連絡がない日も珍しくないです。
I see. I think I understand why you aren't fond of your parents. Please continue.
バーチャル YouTuber を始めるにあたって、準備するものがたくさんあります。機材、3D モデル、撮影環境。私のような学生では、自力で全てを用意するのは難しいです。
And that's when you reached out to your parents?
そうです。仕事の関係で、その辺は融通が効いたので、その代わり、使用感や改善点を報告するという条件付きでしたけど。
Trial product reviews, you mean?
はい。おかげで私は、準備を滞りなく進めることができました。3D モデルを作るのは、時間がかかりましたが。
I bet it's difficult to make one of those.
大変ですが、それ以上に私がこだわったので、バーチャル YouTuber にとって、3D モデルは最も大切なものと言えますから。
You cannot say this to a VTuber. I'm talking about myself. It is not important. Having a VTuber model isn't even that important. Just doing the job is the important part, alright? It doesn't matter if you've got a fucking 3D model. It doesn't even matter if you have a fucking VTuber model in the first place. Even a PNG is good enough, especially at the start. Alright? You don't need to start off with a 3D model. It is a lot easier now. Especially with the amount of not so much free, alright? The free models come with caveats. Like some of them aren't that good, right? They don't come with the same amount of bells and whistles as a normal commissioned like VTuber model and the like, right? But there are a lot of cheap models you can go with. Right? It is a death trap that a lot of VTubers tend to. It's a pitfall, I should say, that a lot of VTubers tend to fall into, where they think they need to commission like a fucking high-end VTuber model to debut, and then guess what? I feel like I've already mentioned this before. I don't know if I've talked about this during this playthrough, but I've mentioned this before. A lot of VTubers, they don't stick around, alright? And if you spend hundreds or even thousands of dollars on a VTuber model before you even started streaming, you don't even know if you'd stick around. So like, what's the point? Right? That's the thing. It's not that important, Shiori, okay? Don't look at me like that. Not with that smug look, alright? You're talking to a fucking VTuber as well. Just because I'm not as popular as the rest of them doesn't mean that that doesn't mean I'm not a VTuber, alright? Kind of like how idols put special emphasis on their appearances, right?
はい。やはり見た目から入る人は多いです。それから、キャラ付けもですね。そこは今も研究中ではありますが。
Does that mean those ears are part of that then?
いえ、これはただの趣味です。
Yeah, the cat ears on her head came before the VTuber model. Oh, really?
かわいいでしょ?
Probably a result of her being too far gone as a cat lover. They were cute. And they looked great on Hiragi. Looked? What do you mean, looked?
キャラ付けのために研究をしていたおかげで、人間観察が癖になったんです。
That's why you stare at all of us?
私の視線に気づく人は少ないのですが、当の先輩は敏感なんですね。
I don't know if sensitive is the right way to describe it. It's more of a habit.
そうなんですか。
I mean, kind of. It's kind of part of the job. You know, for... I say this like I've ever done any waiting job. You know, I'm just speaking in hypotheticals here. Say a fucking introverted customer, you know, comes in, right? You know, obviously, right, gets the order, the blah blah blah, wants to call out to a waiter, but is too nervous to, you know, raise their hand or you know, sumimasen to the waiter, you know, outside of a buzzer that some restaurants would have in Japan. I mean, I've never seen it outside of Japan. That's the thing. There aren't a lot of ways for someone not even introverted, more so antisocial. A lot of ways to call to a waiter if they don't notice you. Guiding people's eyes and observing their reactions are a fundamental part of magic tricks. Yeah, that too. That could be why I noticed that you were watching. Anyway, we're similar in a lot of ways. We both hate our parents.
Eh?
I had a rocky relationship with my parents as well. Remember all the disputes we had with the new headmaster shortly before the youth collective was formed?
はい。
A lot of that was because of family drama.
そうなんですか。
Talk about a huge pain, right? It wasn't our fault, but we dealt with the brunt of it, whether we wanted to or not. Given the situation, it wasn't something I could resolve by myself.
本当。そうですね。
Hiragi and I shared self-deprecating smiles. I never thought I'd be able to empathize with someone like this, especially with someone who wears cat ears on their head 24/7. I couldn't help but think, maybe that's why. And maybe that's why I was always drawn to you. And why I wanted to talk to you at school. It's possible I sensed that we were on the same wavelength.
そこまで来ると超能力者みたいですね。
Yeah, exactly. I'm psychic.
何を言ってるんですか。遠野先輩、バカみたいです。
I've never seen you laugh before.
Eh?
You look like a natural. That looked like a natural smile to me. You've got a wonderful smile.
何を言ってるんですか。
Why don't you act this way in the club room?
無理です。そんなの。
She was blushing up a storm. Listen, you can't people watch if she stands out, alright? She might explode if I told her how cute she looked just now.
見ないでください。
I'm not looking at all. I'm not looking all that much.
こっちを向いたらダメです。
Sure. I turned away from Hiragi and decided to wait until she calmed down. I sincerely doubted she would just go home without me.
遠野先輩、
What is it?
相談に乗ってもらえませんか。
Advice?
はい。私の活動のことで相談したいんです。
By activities, you mean as a VTuber? Oh, I've got a lot of advice. Whether it's good or not? Well, considering I'm not very popular, take it with a grain of salt.
本当は自分の力でどうにかするべきなのですが、最近行き詰まってしまって、一人では限界があるんです。
Now it makes sense. Now that I know what's going on, you want my advice.
不本言いながら。
Do you really want advice from an amateur like me, though?
構いません。素人目線だからこそ、問題解決の糸口につながることもあると思いますから。
Okay, maybe don't say it like that. It is valuable to seek advice from an amateur, quote unquote, because they have the same amount of knowledge as the average viewer. So they will be able to spot things that the average person will also spot. Right? I don't know if I'm saying it correctly, but, you know, in a lot of fields, there are certain things that professionals will focus on that the average layman does not care about. Right? So seeking the advice from an average layman, to say the least, will shine a light on the actual important things that you should be trying to improve, right? Other than what the professional thinks needs improving. Makes sense. I'll help you however I can.
いいんですか。
Why do you seem so surprised?
遠野先輩には何のメリットもないじゃないですか。
Does being with a cute girl not... is being with a cute girl not incentive enough? That's not true. There is something in it for me.
Huh?
It means we get to become better friends, right?
遠野先輩、バカなんですか？
Yeah. And then maybe even more than friends. You've got a pretty sharp tongue on you.
知りません。
It's almost like her whole VTuber persona involves insulting the viewer. What do you mean? I got the feeling we were getting closer already. Yeah. And that made me so incredibly happy. If only because... I wonder why.
何か言いましたか？
I was just thinking about how hot it was today.
全くです。どこかの先輩のせいでドキドキしてしまいましたし。
More like I was just thinking about how hot you were today. I mean... And who would do that to you? And who would do that to you?
遠野先輩、相談の件はやっぱりなしでもいいですか？
I'm kidding. Don't get mad at me. Oh, dude, it's cute.
怒ってないです。呆れてるだけです。
With that said, she turned around and started walking away. Hey, wait for me.
待ちません。帰ります。お疲れ様でした。
We assumed a rather brisk pace. Was it just my imagination? Or did she sound happy?
はい、お味噌汁。
Thank you. Your miso soup is delicious.
お兄ちゃん、なんかいいことあった？
No, not really.
本当に？
Have I ever lied to you?
いっぱいあるじゃん。
Nuh-uh. Oh.
兄はすぐ自分で何とかしようとしちゃうでしょ？そういうの、よくない。だから、困ったことがあったら、相談してね。
I'll wait until it's your turn in the route. I'll wait until I unlock your route. Never mind. I get it. Since Hiragi and Ritsu were in the same school year, I'd imagine she would feel more comfortable dealing with someone of the same age and gender. But there might come a time where I would need to come to Ritsu for her help.
Kakenuke 青春スパーキング。
I spotted Hiragi from behind the school gate. Hey, Hiragi.
おはようございます、遠野先輩。
おはよう、しおりちゃん。
遠野先輩、ちょっといいですか？
Hiragi glanced over at Ritsu. Oh, now I get it. Ritsu, Hiragi and I are going to stop by the staff room really quick. So, can you head to the club room?
私も一緒に行くよ。
There's something or other about rules over summer break, and a bunch else. Apparently, Hiragi and I have to go there. Have got this.
そっか、しおりちゃん副部長さんだもんね。
I'm surprised you got her with that shit-ass excuse. What the fuck? You've got a bunch of rules and stuff to go over. And that's the idea. Brutal.
またそれ。その口癖やめてって言ってるのに。
Come on, Ritsu. You caught him saying the You picked up on him saying the catchphrase, but you didn't pick up you didn't pick up on him not saying it since I think it was during the card match with their auntie. I still don't remember the relationship, but he used it to quote unquote trick her, right? I think I forgot. Right. I get it.
適当に返事してるし。もう。
Anyway, we're taking off. Pass the message on to everyone else for us. Was there something you wanted to talk about?
相談、
部活が終わった後にお願いします。
Sure. Does that mean we're walking home again together today?
そうですね。
Hey, hold on. Why do you look kind of upset now?
そんな顔はしてません。
No, she definitely did.
私は一人でいるのが好きなんです。
Even so, it's not good to be alone all the time.
今は少し賑やかすぎます。
You don't hate it though. She wasn't very honest. No, maybe just shy. Anyway, after the club meeting, right? I'll come up with a reason to stick around.
そうしましょう。
ねえねえ、ユウは何したい？
Whoa, where's this coming from?
夏祭りの屋台よ。焼きそば、唐揚げ、イカ焼き、リンゴ飴。美味しそうなのいっぱいで食べきれないわ。
You listed off nothing but food.
食は三大欲求の一つなんだから当然でしょ？
Was that not something girls worried about? You. Surely he's only saying this as a joke, right? I doubt it, because he's talking to himself. But whatever. Still, I would totally make fun of her if she happened to get seaweed in her teeth. Unless, you know what? Let's give you the benefit of the doubt. Because I was giving Hibiki the benefit of the doubt, right? When she said man's primal need, I thought of man's as, humans, right? But let's give you the benefit of the doubt and think and say that Hibiki was actually referring to one gender. Alright, let's do that.
お祭りの花火は海の方からあげるようですね。
私、去年は家から花火見てました。自分はすっかり忘れてたっす。
家に引きこもってゲームしてた。外に出ると女子怖い。
I was probably at work. What about you, Hiragi? Don't say you were streaming.
私は家でネットしてました。
夏休みなんだからもっと外に出なさいよ。
夏休みだからこそ家にいるんだろ？
気持ちを前向きにしないと青春できないわよ。
前向きですか。
ほら、屋台って食べ物だけじゃないでしょ？
I mean, look. Jesus. It's definitely better than... No, never mind. For such a vague question, for such a vague answer, I'm more surprised
射的とか
that
スーパーボールすくいとか遊べる屋台もあるじゃない。
more surprised no one wanted her to clarify.
それから型抜きとかくじ引きとか金魚すくいや水風船釣りもありますよね。
そうそう、ああいうのも楽しいじゃない。
そういえば屋台のくじを全部買うっていう企画で動画を撮った YouTuber もいましたね。
全部？あの日も何本あるのよ。
確かその時は200本くらいだったかと。
結果はどうなったの？
当たりくじは入ってなかったそうです。
何それ、詐欺じゃない。
店主はいろいろ言い訳してましたけど、最終的には景品渡してましたね。
I'd imagine the whole point of those stalls was mostly for the experience. Yeah. The scam is part of the experience. But it would be bad if there was no winning lot.
私は花火が楽しみですね。
今年の花火はちょっと力入れてるんだって商店街でそう聞いたわ。
花火って言えばしおりんがジンクスっぽいこと言ってましたけど。
Shiori was startled the second Shiorin's name came up.
あれって本当なんすかね？
さあ、どうかしら。 そもそもああいうのって根拠のないものでしょ？
でも、何のきっかけもなく噂や言い伝えが生まれるかな。
八百屋のおばちゃんも夏祭りに由来があるって言ってたわね。
では、由来を調べてみると面白いのではないでしょうか。
確かに面白そうね、それ。
どうやって調べるんすか？
ネットの海には何でもあるって言うじゃない。現代社会のテクノロジーを駆使しましょう。
Which would mean this is Hiragi's time to shine.
私ですか。
Wouldn't you be the best person to look into this kind of thing?
当の先輩がそう言うなら。
She booted up the computer and tapped away at the keyboard.
どう？何か出てきた？
こんなブログが出てきました。
I looked at the screen to find a cute-looking webpage.
5年前のものですね。
タイトルは、おまじないの行方。今日は憧れの先輩と一緒に夏祭り、噂のおまじないを試してみました。勇気を出して先輩の手を握って、花火を見ながら、好きですって3回思い浮かべてみたの。
そうしたら、先輩が私に付き合ってくれって言ってくれました。
元ネタになりそうなおまじないはあったってことかしら。
そうみたいね。
何照れてるのよ、ナギ。
照れてない。
All I'm gonna say is, it's gonna be fun going through Nagiko's route.
女子と付き合うなんて。この男、正気か？
This guy went out with a girl because he's sane. It might be a different story for someone who has zero interest in dating, but doubting this guy's sanity seems to be a bit of doubting this guy's sanity seems to be a bit of a stretch. There's no way I could ever do what he did, though. Sure you won't.
ゲセヌ。
そもそもなんすけど、二人っきりで花火に行って手をつなぐような関係なら、告白は時間の問題だったんじゃないっすか？
そうですね。この時点でお二人の関係はかなり親密なものに感じられます。それでも後押しは欲しいものなのではないでしょうか。
Yeah, it's pure placebo. Like, it had nothing to do with the good luck. Well, technically not. The good luck charm didn't do anything. The only thing they needed was confidence.
どれだけ自信があっても積み重ねがあっても成功するとは限りません。不安が消えることは絶対にありませんから。
しおりちゃん、何かあった？
その、
Wow, nothing less from Hiragi. Could you look into more rumors like these?
はい。
Nice job changing the subject. I did my best to get us back on topic.
当の先輩、ナイスフォローっす。
And it hadn't gone unnoticed. Feign ignorance.
他には、この辺りでしょうか。
どれどれ？って、何これ？
風見市の伝承を紹介するサイトです。その中の一つに恋愛に関する言い伝えがあるんです。どのようなお話なのでしょう。今表示します。これです。
Everyone focused on the monitor. This is a full record from 100 years ago.
ってことは、明治時代か大正時代ってところね。
夏祭り自体が結婚を祝う場が由来のようです。そこから少しずつ形が変わって恋愛関連の話になっていったのでしょうね。しおりんさんのジンクスと合っているような、間違っているような。
I mean, that explains why a lot of high school slice of life anime have the confession scene during the summer festival. Explains a lot.
適当でいいのよ、そんなの。人の噂なんて当てにならないって言うし。
そういうものでしょうか。
なら、今から作っちゃえばいいのよ。伝説。
伝説っすか？
伝承や言い伝えより効果ありそうじゃない。
わかるっす。伝説の方が優勝感あるっす。
What did she mean by that exactly?
そういうわけで、しおりんに夏祭りレビュー動画を改めてお願いしてみましょう。ここから始まるのよ。風見市の伝説の夏祭りがね。
I don't know if...
わかりました。伝えておきます。
she decided to accept.
しおりんの夏祭りレビュー動画楽しみすぎて高まるっす。でも大丈夫なのかな。
What do you mean?
しおりんさんどこに住んでるの？遠くだったら大変じゃない？
問題ないと思います。多分。
Come on, Shiori. If you're going to act like Shiorin's manager or something, at least come up with a few pieces of information to, you know, to so that you can throw out whenever it's asked. I think you know, age and, well, I was going to say weight, but you know, age and height, weight and height, I don't think they're going to talk about. But age, where they live, what's their schedule, you know, stuff like that.
それじゃあしおり、よろしくね。
Are you really okay with all of this?
はい。むしろ動画のネタができてありがたいです。
I had promised to give Hiragi advice while we walked home together.
最近ネタ切れ感があったので助かります。
I see that she eventually accepted walking home together. Yeah, I bet it's difficult to constantly come up with new ideas.
毎日の献立並みに辛いです。
You rank those the same? Wait, you cook for yourself?
はい。両親はほぼ家にいませんので。
Yeah, I don't know why that would be surprising. I knew they didn't speak often, but it was that bad. Yeah. Never mind, you know, whatever. That must be rough.
もう慣れました。
I relied on Ritsu, but Hiragi had nobody to depend on. Just how lonely must that have been for her?
遠野先輩。
ん？
ありがとうございました。
For what?
部室でフォローしていただいたことです。
She noticed. No shit. Oh, did I do something special?
バレてるのに白を切ると余計かっこ悪いのでは？
You don't need to keep feigning ignorance, alright? You think so, huh? I'm obviously going to back you up when you're in trouble, especially now that I know your secret and agreed to work with you.
そういうものでしょうか。
Yeah, it really is.
すみません。あんなはずではなかったんです。今まではしおりんとしての活動に関係する単語を聞いても平気だったのですが、どうも意識してしまって。
It bothers you that much? I won't tell you how to feel about it, but you need to take it easy. Otherwise, you're going to be crushed under the pressure. Also, people are going to find out that you're Shiren from in the club room. People in the club are going to find out you're Shiren.
それは分かっています。
You've never talked about this with anyone before, right?
え？
If that's true, then it's not healthy to bottle everything up. That was something I had experienced firsthand. I could more or less understand how she felt. I have Ritsu there for me, after all. There are, of course, things I can't talk to her about, but venting those feelings does help. That's how it is, if you ask me.
私には経験がないので、わかりません。
You could talk to me, couldn't you? Couldn't you?
そんなことを言われても、困ります。
It doesn't matter what you have to talk about. It could even be about what to eat for dinner tonight.
そんなことを当の先輩に相談してどうなるんですか？
Well, then couldn't you make me something I'd like to eat? Then you bring me a lunchbox with just that to club the next day.
食べたいんですか？
Well, yeah, of course. I'd eat anything you made for me, even though you've never had her food before. Has he? I don't think so.
先輩にはリツが作ってくれるのがあるじゃないですか。
That's one thing, and this is another.
当の先輩、欲張りなんですね。知りませんでした。
Yeah, money meals are important, especially when all that money is going to rent, food, bills. At least it's not going to the school. He's still got that scholarship money, you know?
そうですか。
Well, it's fine as long as you get used to it eventually, right?
当の先輩はどうしてこんなにも私に協力してくれるんですか？
Because I picked you out first. It's because I know how hard you've been trying. There's no way I could know about everything going on in your life, but I can tell you're really going above and beyond. You've been going at all this alone. There's no way I could ignore you after learning something like that.
ありがとうございます。
Her face was bright red, and her reaction only made me feel embarrassed.
当の先輩、明日はお時間ありますか？
I'm free after work tomorrow. Why?
では、私の家に来てください。
Already?
さっき何でも話せって言ったじゃないですか。
I did, but I never expected her to invite me over to her house.
やっぱり嫌でしたか？
No, it's not that. I just assumed you'd only want to talk about this stuff during club meetings or on our way home.
はあ。
Which is why I didn't expect you to invite me to your house spur of the moment.
外では話せないことが多いだけです。
That made sense. Actually, are you sure it's okay for me to come over?
大丈夫です。親は仕事でいませんから。
Typical. Wow. What she'd just said ranked as one of the top lines you'd want to hear from a girl.
どうかしましたか？
Nothing at all.
そうですか。面白い顔をしていたので。
No, the real reason her parents won't be there is because that would mean that the artist would have to create 2 new sprites for Shiori's one-off parents. I was born with this face, darn it. Her subtle comment hit me right where it hurts. Even so, she was clearly having fun. Alright, I'll let you know when I'm off of work.
わかりました。
Just be sure, just to warn you, it'll be late.
ではまた明日。お疲れ様でした。
Yeah, unless tomorrow is a weekend. I split up with Haragi. Even though we didn't have a club meeting tomorrow, I would get to see her regardless. Okay, yeah, it is a weekend. This had me kind of excited. Man, why am I so happy about this?
Kakenuke 青春スパーキング。
Still only 2 o'clock, huh? My shift didn't end until later this evening. Oh, no, I was right. The joke of coming off work late was right. Time normally passed quickly, but it felt incredibly slow today.
当のチーフ、さっきから時計をチラチラ見てますね。
遠野くんが仕事に集中してないなんて珍しいね。
わかりました。私、ピンときました。きっとこの後、デートなんですよ。
No, we're just going to a girl's house. It's not a date.
遠野くんが？
この前、女の子いっぱい連れて店に来たじゃないですか。あの中の誰かとデートですよ。絶対。
遠野くん、給料より女の子を選ぶかな？
人はお金より恋に生きるんですよ。
でも、遠野くんだよ。
I mean, if the manager was talking like this with anyone else, it'd be sleazy. Oh, it'd be... I don't know what the word would be, but he does have a point. You cares more about something other than money? What a concept.
時給の鬼と言われた遠野くんが恋に生きるなんて考えられないな。僕は。
店長も恋したらいいじゃないですか。
恋はしてるよ。ガチ恋勢だよ僕は。
They were being awfully rowdy back there. Manager, I'm going to restock the back, and then go on my break.
ああ、ごゆっくり。
It's finally over. Normally a 6-hour shift would have been a breeze. And yet it felt the longest shift to date. It felt like the longest shift to date. It would be rude of me to show up empty-handed, right? Maybe some name-brand pudding from the convenience store would suffice. Oh, but before that, I had to let Hiragi know I was on my way over. I sent her a message on over Lin. Whoa, she responded fast.
2階の奥の部屋です。
She's okay with me just walking into her house? That was pretty careless. I needed to remind her to lock her front door. Alright, let's go in. Unsurprisingly, per Hiragi's message, the front door was left unlocked. I went up to the second floor and looked for a room further back.